Hey everybody, welcome to Aniki, the podcast about anime with two brothers. I'm Ben.
And I'm still stuck in my room.
Well, that's a good place to be. Are you camping out in your room?
Oh, I might.
Oh, get your sleeping bag.
I might room camp.
You should. Come to think of it, though, I think everybody room camps, right? I mean, I sleep in my room. I don't sleep in this room. I sleep in the other room. I don't know where you sleep.
Where do I sleep? I sleep in my room, yeah.
That's good. Then everybody is Heya camping. So, what have you been up to since last we spoke?
What have I been up to since last we spoke? What happened last time we spoke? I finally finished watching all of, that show I've been watching. Midnight Diner. It was good.
Yeah?
It's 50 episodes.
50? Good lord.
Yeah. It's 5 10-episode seasons. It's well worth watching.
How long is an episode?
30 minutes.
That's not as bad as I thought.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's nice and relaxing.
That is something I need in my life right now.
It has strippers, it has gays, it has transvestites.
I might have to bleep all that.
Why?
You might get banned on Reddit. Who knows?
That's possible, but it does have all of those things. It also has Yakuza and manga artists and voice actresses and, of course, a diner owner. So, it has a mahjong player.
It has a mahjong player?
For one episode, but yes.
Do they play the mahjong?
In that episode, yes. Not in depth, but mahjong is played.
Now, I have a question for you. Given all you just told me, actually, yes. 2 questions. 1, is it a light novel?
No.
Surprising. 2, was it directed by Shinichiro Watanabe?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It's a live action, so I don't think so.
Because it sounds like something he would direct.
No, it was done by. It's actually a manga for salarymen, is what's based on of. But it's it's a live action show in Japan. But it's quite good.
Have you read the manga?
No, I've not.
Maybe I'll read the manga.
But evidently, it was popular enough to have a TV show, a fairly long running TV show, because I guess it was on for 5 years or something.
Sounds like it.
So,
what else you been up to?
Let's see here. I beat Paper Mario, and now I'm on to Atelier Ryza.
I don't even know what that is.
So it's the 20th game in the Atelier series, which is like a B-tier JRPG series, all about alchemy and crafting. But it does have some of the most anime-ass characters I've ever seen.
Do tell. Examples. Oh my.
Are these not the most anime?
I mean, that is the most monocle I've ever seen.
Yeah. Please note that he's got little metal hair ties.
He does.
And I want you to know that this girl, her boobs are each bigger than her face. They're giant.
I mean, yes.
They are extremely big.
Were you expecting something else?
The game's good. It's mostly a crafting system with an RPG attached, which is fine by me. The crafting system is fun and engaging. So I like it. It's mostly about running around the world trying to get, basically only doing RPG things so you can get the mats to do the cool crafting. But it's fun so far. I was going to do Xenoblade Saga 2, but it's 120 hours, and Atelier Ryza for 100% game is 25 hours. So I was like, I have time for one of these. The full complete time for Xenoblade Saga 2, I guess, is 290 hours, which is too long.
Have you considered playing Xenosaga? Minus the blade, see?
Well, see, Xenosaga, you don't have to play for 80 hours, but it's 80 hours worth of cutscenes.
It is.
So, no, I've not considered playing it because you don't play it, you watch it.
You do watch it. Well, there are puzzles to get you between movies.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the plot is nuts. It's not as nuts as Kingdom Hearts, but it's pretty close.
Well, that's because he changed the plot halfway through, because it's in 6 episodes, and after episode 2, he's I want a different plot now.
The way I've always described it to people is Xenosaga is you take the Kabbalah and the Bible, you run them both through a shredder, dump that into a hat, and then just start pulling out plot points.
Yeah, probably.
That's how that works. Because it makes no sense at all. Oh, and a math textbook. That's also important. You got to have a math textbook.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So the only thing I've done in the last 2 weeks is I was in a mahjong tournament.
Yeah, how'd that go? Not well from what I hear.
It did not go well for me. Well, I also tried streaming for the first time during the tournament, which maybe wasn't the best.
And it also didn't do well for you.
Well, I mean, I had people watching. If anyone's curious, I'm still kind of doing it. I'll put a link in the description. But I ended up placing like 130th out of 250.
Well, that's not too bad.
It was 6 Hanchons back to back. Instead of just you finish your game and then you move on to another one, it was you finish your game, but then you have to wait for literally everyone else to finish, then a 10-minute break, then they start the next round. So it's 6
on one hand, that is the correct way to run that tournament.
It could be if they had been a little more organized.
They should have.
They didn't take the human factor into account. No, this is not their fault. But
that's the correct way to score a big tournament like that. Ideally, they should have done it over a longer period of time. Since it was online, they should have paced it out over like 2 days.
Yeah, it was done over 7 hours. We started at 6, ended at 1. Well, the tournament started at 5. We actually started at like 5:45.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so
I've run Magic tournaments before.
I might do one again. I don't know if I'll do one like that, because that was rough. It was way easier than doing an in-person tournament, though. I can tell you that, because then I have to remember all the scoring and yeah.
Oh yeah, no one knows how to actually score mahjong. They just make the computer do it.
Yeah,
they're just like the Yakuza are good.
The Ricci button, smash it.
I want all of them.
Smash the Ricci buttons.
Smash it.
But yeah, that's basically all I've done. You know what I should do, given how work and everything's been going? I should go camping.
Yeah, I was about to say, you should go camping, obviously.
But I don't feel like buying all the camping gear. Maybe I should just camp out in my room. Actually, when I put it that way, I feel like I've been doing that for the last 6 months.
That is what we've all been doing for the last 6 months.
Well, now I'm depressed.
Just without sleeping bags. Reasonable.
Well, so this week, because John's been busy and I've been busy, we did not get a chance to watch Gabriel Dropout, which will be next time. So instead, I reached out to a friend of mine and asked him, hey, what's something quick we could watch? He also did not want to be named. He suggested that we watch Heya Camp, which is a very short spinoff of Yuru Camp.
And I do love a Yuru Camp.
There's a lot of cute girls doing cute things.
Mostly camping.
Not in this one, though.
No, they go on a stamp rally.
Yeah. That's the plot. We've explained the plot, so good night, everyone.
Yeah, so Yuru Camp, the Heya Camp is one of those shows that's like three minutes.
They're 3 minutes each. There's 12 episodes.
It's a generous 3 minutes. Because there's some credits in there. So it's a generous 3 minutes.
About half the runtime of each episode is taken up by eating something, smiling about it, and saying, umai.
I wish that was my life. I wish half of all of my life was me eating something that looks as good as it does in anime, smiling about it, and then going, umai.
Yeah.
All this show really ever does is, one, make me wish that the US had sort of stamp rally things. And two, that we had pop-up theme cafes like Japan, where you can get like a curry shaped like Mount Fuji that I can stuff down my gob.
I would kind of surprised Seattle does not have such things.
Yeah, well, I can go get curry, but not like specialty themed curry.
You can't get Fuji curry?
No. I can go to the restaurant that Bruce Lee always went to. And it's quite good. I've not been. And no one can go right now because, the vid. So.
The vid, yes.
The vid.
Being outside is socially distancing. I just wish we had places like where they go in Japan that I could go to. That's nice. No one's actually there. It's pretty. It's far away from everyone else. That would be nice.
Isn't that like literally 80% of Indiana?
Sort of.
TBH.
I did say that it was nice to look at.
That's fair.
Did I not?
Well, then that just reduces it to about 65% of Indiana.
There is a very nice place near here that I took a picture of once and got published, but they've closed that. And
for the vid?
No, they've closed it because Yahoos from around here kept going there and, leaving their trash.
Yeah, that just happened here where there's like a really famous, a locally famous, nice waterfall that people would go to, and then some kid blew it up on TikTok, and now they've had to shut it down because of tons of graffiti, and people are parking for miles along the highway with no shoulder or anything, and it's just gotten ruined.
See, people were a mistake, I feel.
I've been saying that for years.
People were mistaken. Let me find this picture of potholes. That's what it's called.
Potholes. Oh, sure.
Called Potholes Park. Here it is.
You're not thinking of Jug Rock?
I'm not thinking of Jug Rock. That's
but
for anybody who does not know what Jug Rock is.
Which is literally 90% of humanity.
Very famous landmark in Shoals, Indiana, that they have a parade for every year. There's a festival. It's a whole thing. And it is literally one rock on top of another rock.
I mean, it is cool because that doesn't happen very often in nature. But that being said,
that's it. It's a rock on another
rock. That
rock.
being said, that is about all it is. I mean, Jug Rock's cool because it's freestanding in the middle of nowhere, and it does have that weird formation.
Has a hat, basically.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
Cool though.
It's the pride of Shoals, Indiana.
Yeah, well, there's nothing in Shoals, Indiana except Jug Rock and the 5 people who put up the sign saying this way to Jug Rock. So
could go camping there. Hey, you want to talk more about Heya Camp?
I mean, there's not much to talk about in Heya Camp. They go on a little stamp rally. It's cute. They have to go to the 12?
They don't really go to 12.
12 places?
There are several places they go to. So the whole premise of the show is Nadeshiko. If you remember Yuru Camp, she's the pink-haired girl who's way too bubbly. Yes. She and the 2 friends that I'd completely forgotten existed and still don't remember their names.
No, I don't know.
They go on a stamp rally across Yamanashi Prefecture. That's it.
And I wish this was something that was popular here because I want an excuse to go to all of the nice little local areas and good vistas that are around King County and Snohomish County.
Well, you probably have the same problem that Japan currently does with Yuru Camp. Because I don't know if you know, and we may have discussed this a little bit during our Yuru Camp episode, but Yuru Camp had an impact, turns out. So as soon as it aired, lots of people suddenly wanted to go camping in all these real places that really exist. And now they're all super crowded.
Yeah. Well, it'll die down.
I'm sure it has by now. It's been a while. When did that originally air?
2 years ago.
Yuru Camp was in 2018. Heya Camp was early this year. And I think there's a second season of Yuru Camp coming out at some point.
Yeah, I think that's why they put out this, was to sort of start that hype machine a-rolling.
The next season will air in January.
Ooh. Yeah, because it's all about winter camping. Now, if it doesn't come out in winter, what's the point?
Yeah, that's fair. So, let's see, where all did they go? First episode, they go nowhere.
Yeah.
But they set up the premise of this show.
They're going on a stamp camp.
Stamp camp. I
want to go to stamp camp.
2, second episode, they go and see the Mount Fuji Heritage Center and then proceed to not see Mount Fuji.
I mean, you can see it kind of in the distance.
It's rainy.
What I like is that's very similar to how we feel about Mount Rainier here in Seattle, which is, can I see it? Some days, yes. Other days, no.
Well, hopefully you don't ever have to see it up close while you're still in your house. Because that will happen someday.
just parts of Mount Rainier. Or Mount Baker. You can see Mount Baker from here every once in a while. That's our other big local volcano.
Let's see.
Mount Baker.
What's Mount Baker look like?
Also a volcano.
Also a volcano. You know, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound like a smart place to live.
Look, these volcanoes are very old, and the idea of them erupting anytime soon is, it's not worth worrying about.
You've got all these volcanoes. You've got that giant fault off the coast.
Yeah. All these things are true. Welcome to the Rim of Fire. It's just as dangerous here as living in Japan. We also have the Japanese giant hornet. So really, it's the same. We're just missing the centipede.
Wow. Is that a cloud or is it erupting?
Oh, that's just a cloud.
Okay, well...
It's just like, what if Mount Baker erupted? Well, if it does, then it does. Like, there's literally nothing you can do about it. So
I do
it's just
think
not...
It was very interesting in this show, and I noticed this in episode 2 right off the bat, and for all the other things, is they do go to all these visitor centers, but they never really go to the thing.
Well, no, they kind of do.
They go to the thing once during the ice cave episode, but they basically just go to the visitors center and observation deck for all these different places, which is fine, but it's kind of weird for the Yuru Camp franchise.
Yes and no, unless it's just trying to get you to go out and do these things for yourself.
Fair.
Right?
Now, you have to assume now, spoilers, the stamp parade is not real. But I bet it is now.
It's not real. I bet it is. Also, the designs for those little stamps is cute as a button.
They are. Funny that.
They went through a lot of work.
Let's see, episode 4. Hey, did you know Rin still exists?
I know, right? I was like, when the black hair girl showed up in episode 1, I was like, why is she so bubbly? I remember the black hair girl being like, not sad, but very demure. And it's like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, there were other characters. I forgot about that.
Exactly. That being said, the Rin episode may be the best episode of the entire show.
Why? Because there's a lot of tension I felt in that episode.
There was. You never knew when a surprise attack was coming.
Yeah. Whole episode is she hears her fortune for the day, and it's if you're born in December, watch out for a surprise attack.
October. Come on.
Was it October?
October. Come on. You're killing me.
My sub said December.
No way.
It sure did.
I doubt that very much. I'm going to log in. I'm going to watch the episode right now. It will take me 3 minutes. All right. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I'm going to listen to it so I both read it and hear it. Jugatsu Made, October.
Mine totally says December, babies.
Okay, so here's the deal. I know exactly why this happened. Jugetsu is, of course...
is the 10th month.
If you were to run it through a translator, what does December mean? December is the 10th month by the old Roman calendar. So it's not wrong, it's just incorrect.
Lazy subs.
Yeah.
But the important thing here is that your lucky item is tomato juice.
Also true.
But she goes the whole episode wondering what the surprise attack is going to be. Is it going to be an assassin? Is it going to be a pine cone? Is it going to be a fluffy dog?
It is a very cute assassin. Second, it ends up being a hot pot that looks like Nadeshiko, which is pretty A+. Basically, the episode's good because Rin remains a really good straight man. So,
yeah, but it's like the only episode where she plays any kind of part.
Yeah, which is upsetting, which I understand because she's the loner character, so it's kind of hard to do anything in 3 minutes with a loner character. However,
let's see, episode 5. I liked episode 5. So episode 5 is where the girls are riding up a cable car to
that one is cute.
Mount Kachikachi, and they discuss a local folklore thing, which is funny because I know that story. And I was like, are you sure? I don't remember it going down like that. Because they talk about, hey, there's a turtle and a rabbit and a tanuki, and they're having a race to get to the top of the mountain. The rabbit and tanuki take off, and they get to the lake in front of the mountain, and the rabbit builds them both boats and builds the tanuki's boat out of mud. And they sail across, and of course, the tanuki's boat sinks. And the rabbit gets across, and he takes a nap. And then the turtle shows up later, and he just swims right across the river or the lake.
Then the frog helps the scorpion across the river, but they both fall in and drown.
Yes,
because that is his nature.
And then the turtle wins. That is not actually how the story goes in the Japanese folklore. Would you like to take a journey with me to the story of Kachikachi-yama?
Sure.
Okay.
Hit me.
So once upon a time, there was a tanuki. Cute little tanuki, the little raccoon guy. Sometimes has
he super gets lit on fire is what I'm getting here.
That does happen, but let me tell you why he gets set on fire. There's a tanuki causing trouble, right, for this farmer. And the farmer catches him, and he ties him to a tree and says, I'm going to eat you later, but for right now, I'm going to tie you to that tree. However, the tanuki starts crying because he feels remorseful, and the farmer's wife, who's making mochi, overhears the tanuki and says, oh, you poor thing. You look at you tied to this tree. I'll let you go since you're being so pathetic. So she lets him go, and then the tanuki kills her and puts her into a soup.
I mean, that sounds very tanuki-esque.
Okay, now, tanukis, as you know, can shapeshift, right?
Yes.
Because that's what
they have giant testicles, but yes.
Yes. So the tanuki shapeshifts into the wife, and the farmer comes home, and the tanuki says, I have made you some soup, and feeds the farmer his wife.
Okay, yeah, that sounds legit.
Okay. Then the tanuki transforms back into his original shape, goes, ha ha ha, gotcha, sucker, and then takes off. Now, here comes our hero, the rabbit. So the rabbit comes along and says, hey, dude, heard that tanuki got one over on you by killing and feeding your wife to you. Kind of sucks for you. How about I help a brother out? And the farmer says, okay. That sounds fantastic. So Rabbit goes to the Tanuki and makes friends. Makes friends with the Tanuki. They're having a grand old time. The Rabbit says, hey, how about we go camping? Why don't you take all these sticks on your back for the campfire? And as they're going along, he starts, hitting the flints, as they talk about in the show, together, and sets the sticks aflame, which burned the Tanuki real bad. Yeah. Poor Tanuki.
Yeah, I see this.
He says, well, you're burned now. That really sucks. Let me give you some soothing balm. And instead of balm, he uses mace.
Oh, good. Good for this rabbit.
So the Tanuki finally gets wise to the rabbit and says, now, okay, clearly you're as tricky as I am, but let's see who the better animal is. Let's have a race across the lake. Then the boat thing happens. The Tanuki, his boat starts dissolving because it's made of mud.
I guess there is a statue of him putting on the fake balm as well.
Yes. And then as the Tanuki is drowning, the rabbit in his boat says, haha, I'm actually friends with the old man whose wife you killed and cooked. This is what you get. Hits him in the face with his oar, so he drowns, and the end. Everyone's happily ever after.
Oh, that's good.
Hooray! And this is what we're told
good job,
in
Rabbit.
Heya Camp. It's
good.
Cute girls doing cute things and cooking wives.
Yeah, learn these things.
Japan folklores are amazing, and everyone should go read them.
Good.
That's my foray into folktales. I love all these pictures you've sent.
It's important. It's important to know about Tanuki and them getting lit on fire by wascally wabbits.
That Tanuki was asking for, though.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Episode 6. They're still collecting stamps. The other two characters, remember when they first met at a little fiery thing, little fire festival, and at a vending machine. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, I had this one actually raise all kinds of questions for me.
Did it?
It did. Actually, just one major question, and it was at the end. Who the hell drinks corn?
Look, Japanese vending machines are strange. And sometimes you just want hot corn soup to drink.
No, you don't.
On a cold autumn day.
Do you, though?
We don't, because maybe, hear me out, we are the heathens.
Are we?
We don't like to drink corn soup. Look, if I could go to a vending machine and get chowder or seafood bisque anytime, you bet I would. Okay, now, if you got the seafood bisque or whatever, like, or lobster mac and cheese, and it came in a bowl, right? That would be one thing. You can drink it. You can drink soup. You can't. Look, you can buy totally tomato soup. Drink soup. But this comes in a can. In the US of A, you can get tomato soup in cans to drink. Yes, it's called V8, and it's weird. Well, no. You can get real, like, Campbell's tomato soup, as real as Campbell's tomato soup is, in a can. In a Coke can. Yes. You can do this thing. It's possible. Okay, so is it that crazy to get corn soup in a can? It's not that I don't believe you. I refuse to believe you. Fair enough. That's disgusting. Why? First of all, tomato soup is disgusting. And second of all, why would you want to drink it out of a can? It's just ketchup, but with water added. Okay, episode 7, Operation Hoto. She loses her stamp card, and she's sad about it. Yes, this is where the plot really starts to pick up, I feel. Yeah, this is the twist. She loses her stamp card. So they have a hot pot to cheer her up. And they discuss that a Hoto soup pot can really be anything so long as you use the noodles. Yes, but it goes a little more deeper than that because what's her face? Oh, it says that you don't even need the noodles, you just need the pot. She goes on a diatribe. In fact, she gets on a soapbox and declares that Hoto is actually the truest representation of freedom. So in these trying political times, let's all think about hot pot and come together to hot pot. I'd hot pot. I'll hot pot with you. That's that's the message of episode 7 is let's put aside all of our differences. We can truly be free if we share a hot pot together in a non-socially distant way. Yes. As long as you have the correct crockery, apparently. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, by the way. Yes. Another twist. Ren's grandpa Yeah, I was about to say,
finds the
did you know
stamp sheet.
Rin's grandpa still exists? Yeah.
I was like, hey, I remember this old man. Who is he? I know he's important. Let's see. Episode 8, which has the best title. Lies Spread Around the World. Good title.
Yeah, because she starts lying to a German tourist? I don't know if it's established, but she seemed German to me, so I'm sticking with it.
It was some foreigner.
Yeah.
She is starting to tell more folk tales that are not true.
Which one is? What's her face? The blonde one.
Aoi, I think.
Yeah. Inuyama Aoi.
I didn't recognize any of the tales she told. Maybe they were riffs on something, but I didn't pick anything
I'm sure
up.
they were.
But yeah, she tells a story about how at this hot spring, some dude put his feet in and his sandals turned to gold, but they were too heavy, so he left them. Then she talked about some, I think, warrior monk who hid his stuff here. And the German chick just eats it up.
She does. The end. They have a foot bath. The end.
Well, no, the real crux of this episode is when Nadeshiko decides to try fibbing herself. And she just assumes that she can make up whatever she wants as long as she says it in a Kansai dialect.
Yeah.
But she's probably not wrong.
Yeah, probably not.
But she's still not good at fibbing.
No. She's too honest. She's too honest with herself.
Episode 9. This is where things get heated. This is where the real conflict of the story comes from.
Which prefecture is best seen Fuji from? I do like how it was. Yeah, it's in this episode where Chiaki like really discovers, really goes to bat for their home prefecture by saying every sort of cartoon view of Mount Fuji must be the view of Fuji as seen from their prefecture.
I mean, there are, 47 views of Mount Fuji?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because only from the north do you see it as that shaped cone without any sort of ridge or other peak or anything.
Which I feel is very bigoted of her to say.
That's very observant.
And,
I like it.
And Aoi stands up to her a little bit, and so does Nadeshiko. In fact, they get into a furious fight. There is much tension. Friendships are torn asunder because...
Hair is dead.
Because as you know, and this totally bears relevance to the story, Yamanashi is landlocked, but they have the best tuna. But it's all caught in...
No, they don't have the most tuna. They have the second most per capita eating of tuna of anywhere in Japan.
Yes, but it's all caught
and it's the tastiest.
In Shizuoka.
Yeah.
So, and that's where Nadeshiko's from.
Yeah.
But then we find out that Nadeshiko is actually extremely confused as to what is actually going on. There's not actually a fight. It's just that Chiaki is very passionate about her view of Fuji.
I mean, that's fair.
Also, the sensei is drinking all of the sake again. Somewhere else. I like how we just cut to her.
It was an A+ cameo.
She's getting drunk. Let's cut back. Has nothing to do with what's going on.
Nothing
it's just,
to do with
she exists still, and she's drunk.
Yes, that does sound like any update for her, which is she still exists and is drunk. Which honestly, her still being alive is a bit of an update.
I mean, her liver will give out eventually, but she's young. She's got a while. At least 10 years left. Okay, episode 10 is Scary Ice Caves. This is where they go
Are
to
there ice caves in Japan? I want to see pictures of these. Japanese ice caves.
There is an ice cave, and they actually go to Narusawa Ice Cave, which is
those are pretty.
It's a lava tube that is sort of under Mount Fuji going out into the forest.
And it's cold enough down there to always be frozen?
Yep. It was used during the Edo period as a refrigerator.
That's strange. Why is it so cold? Because, the earth, inside the earth usually stays, what is it, like 62?
I'm going to go out and guess, even though I can't find anything on it that isn't in Japanese. So this is pure conjecture. I assume it's in a cave, obviously.
Well, yeah.
But also, since it's in a lava tube, I bet there's a lot of air moving through there a lot. So I suspect
cools it down more?
Yeah. Like if there's a lot of evaporation, it's getting drawn out, then yeah, it probably gets cold.
It's one of 3 large lava tubes.
The average temperature inside the cave is about 3 degrees Celsius.
Oh, wow, that is cold. But why?
And all the ice forms on the rock, which is probably more cold. And ice begets ice. So the thermal mass of ice is quite high.
Why is
Ice Cave
so cold? No, the first review is TripAdvisor. It's really cool and cold in here. A review of Narusawa Ice Cave. Fair.
I mean, it's in the name. Well, it's cold because there's ice in there.
Wait,
clearly.
Now, hold on a minute. That's not how this works. All right, well, there you go. I can look it up because if you just Google ice cave, it's like there can be caves in ice. It's like, I know, but why would a cave be ice? Oh, well, who cares? That does sound cool, though. Pun intended.
Now, there is a test of courage in here. The test of courage is they go inside.
Yes, that's the whole test of courage. They barely tell a spooky story beforehand.
And then Nadeshiko loses her mind after she's inside.
Scares herself because she's kind of a ditz.
Runs outside and runs into...
You mean rins into? Rins into run or runs into Rin?
Rins into run.
There you go.
And that's it. She gets her rally sheet back.
Yeah, she gets her rally card back.
Yay! Problem solved. Now, the true twist. Episode 11, the end of the journey. They go to the last stamp rally spot at a hot spring. And it turns out this whole show is a lie.
Yeah, it was lies. There is no real stamp rally. The year's worth of manju buns is not real. Nadeshiko's friends made it up to make Nadeshiko go sightseeing around the prefecture.
Which means they lugged that table around everywhere.
Yeah.
They set it up every time, which we see. They made 12 different stamps out of yams.
Yep.
And Nadeshiko saw the whole thing and didn't say anything.
Yeah, because they were both trolling each other.
I don't know if Nadeshiko's capable of trolling. I feel like it's just more, fair. I don't know what's going on. What are they doing? Are they in charge of the stamp rally? That's amazing.
Yeah, that's probably also true.
I didn't know they were so well connected. That's it. Then at the end of the episode, Nadeshiko suggests that they go camping. Yeah, so in episode 12, they do camp. They do camp. Would you like to guess, viewers, where they end up camping? It's in the room. The room in which we started.
Time is a flat circle.
Yep, we're right back.
And then Nadeshiko decides to make her own stamp rally with like 24 different places to go, and she hasn't really decided where they're going to go yet, but the first one is the room they're in.
Hooray! And she's already made 24 stamps.
Well, she's made at least one.
And she made them backwards.
Well, she made them correct, which is wrong, because you're supposed to make your stamp backwards.
Well, she's special.
She is special. But I would say Heya Camp is worth the watch. It's 30 minutes. It's easily tacked on to, if you're watching Yuru Camp, just go ahead and watch this too. It's cute and fun.
It's cute.
Worth a watch.
It's fun. It's completely non-offensive to anybody other than me, who's sitting there going, why can't I live that life? Why must I live here doing ISO audits? Why can't I be out there stamping things and putting my feet into hot springs?
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be. Instead, I have my garage that has squirrels living in it.
Oh, you have a squirrel garage.
I have my oven, which was on fire earlier.
You lit your oven on fire. How did you manage that?
I didn't light my oven on fire.
Oh, your wife lit your oven on fire.
And my neighbor crashed his Mustang into a deer.
First off, that's hilarious because anyone who ruins a nice car it's always funny. It's never.
He wasn't hurt. He wasn't hurt. He's fine.
Well, good. I mean, obviously, you don't want him to be like killed by a deer, but you're.
No, I went outside this morning before work. I was like, that's interesting. Why does that car look like? Oh, that's that Mustang. Oh, the whole front is bent up. That's different. I don't think it was shaped like that before.
What an interesting shape your car has become.
It's a negative of a deer. That's interesting. It's art.
Yeah.
It's a fusion of modern urbanism and the rustic outdoors.
See, there you go.
A violent fusion.
The biggest tragedy I've had is our garage refrigerator died. So,
oof.
Yeah, we lost a lot of meat.
Well, you got anything else to say about camping? Maybe I should learn to go camping.
Same.
It would require buying camping equipment. What's this? Yes.
Worth it.
Social distancing.
That's what it is.
Use Ray and Asuka as your guide.
Yeah.
Perfect. I like it. Well, for next time, we're definitely going to watch Gabriel drop out.
You say that, but we're going to find a way not to and instead watch some other dumb camping show.
Is that just going to become the running joke we never actually watch?
It's now just camping show.
Camping shows forever.
Oh, have you caught up on ReZero? Have you continued?
I haven't had time to watch anything this week, but as of last week, I was caught up.
Oh yeah, is it still?
It's still.
I haven't caught back up.
I told you he died.
Well, that's good.
He died an episode ago, so I've seen one episode since he died. So he's now in his time puzzle. Oh, one other thing that I'm gonna almost forgot is 6 days from now, Agretzko season 3 comes out.
Oh, good. Yes, that'll be nice.
Yep.
I like me in Agretzko.
I can rage at something else or with somebody else, and she's not a Tanuki, which is good because then she'd be on fire.
Yes.
Actually, have we seen a rabbit in that show?
I don't think so.
I don't think I've seen a rabbit. Seen a donkey.
Nor have we seen a Tanuki in that show.
That's because Tanukis don't exist. Turns out.
Yes, they do. Yes, Tanuki is a real animal. Are you doing a bit here?
They don't exist.
Yes, they do.
No, because if they did, they would kill your wife and cook her.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that. And then that stunning amount of evidence.
They would take her place and cook you soup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you see a hot chick on the side of the road that really needs help, looks in desperate straits, you know what you do, right? Is you just drive right on past, because that's not a lady, that's a fox. And she'll kill you.
Yeah, we see this.
The more you know with Japanese folklore. Maybe that should be a new podcast. Terrible lessons with Japanese folklore. Most of the lessons are just don't. Whatever you're thinking about doing, don't do it because you'll die.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like watching anime. So with that, next time we'll watch anime.
All right. Yeah, bye forever.